So the pouch here that I'm carrying on my left-hand side is my shit hit the fan pouch. So I wish I will never have to use whatever is inside of this. And if I do, it's because, things are not going my way. Hey folks, Adrian here, and welcome to Wild Bush and Great. Today we're talking about bino harness, how I use mine, why I need one, and why I think every hunter would benefit from actually using a bino harness. So this is the old one that I was using, and it works great. This is outdoors, and the two complaints I had with that model is first the noise it generates going through the shrubs and the branches. It's very noisy, if you can hear that. Very noisy material, and also I needed a little bit more cargo. I have rangefinder, the binoculars themselves, and some of the gear that I'm carrying, and it was too tight. So, I love Sitka brand. I think they have great gear, and this bio harness is no exception. So knowing that I needed a new harness, I went out to look for a new one, and Sitka was the first place I actually went out for a solution. And I found this, and this is great. First, I like the modular system it has. So obviously 3 pouches. The main pouch here is for the bino, but I can remove these two pouch. Actually, let's do it. Super easy. And this uses a MOLLE system, so I could be using any other pouch MOLLE ready, and it would work with this harness. So here, what do I carry? I carry my rangefinder. What do I have here? It's my Athlon Talus. I think it's an 800, if I remember, laser rangefinder. Works great, super efficient, very compact. It's rainproof. So that's the only thing I carry here, and I'm carrying it on my right-hand side because if I need it, this is where I need to access it. This pouch here, actually, this one too, let's remove it. Oh yeah, actually before going too deep, I was mentioning the noise level of the apps outdoor, and compared to the Sitka one, it's much quieter. Like this, opposed to. I hope you can hear the difference. So the pouch here that I'm carrying on my left-hand side is my shit hit the fan pouch. So I wish I will never have to use whatever is inside of this. And if I do, it's because things are not going my way. So consider this as ultralight, everyday outdoor kit. What am I carrying? It's actually quite dense with a lot of stuff. I'm surprised at the cargo size, honestly, of that thing. So here in front, I have a little, there's a little pocket. There's a carabiner, always useful. The biggest item that I'm carrying here is a survival blanket. And here, true story. Okay, so this one, I haven't used it, but I have used a previous one, and it's a true story. I was camping, and I reached an island right before sundown. I set up my camp in complete darkness, and then I realized that I didn't have my sleeping bag, and this was early spring, so meaning that the night was still very, very cold. It was a bit stressful, so I started sleeping. At the beginning it was okay, but as the night was progressing, it was getting colder and colder and colder, and at some point I couldn't sleep anymore. And I had the idea. I remember that in my kit I actually had a survival blanket, and I used it, and then I slept like a baby. And so it works, and I have first-hand experience with it, and I have complete trust in that. Okay. The other thing that I'm using is this. This is a glow stick. When needed, you just break it, and it's good. And those things actually last almost 2 days at full brightness, almost. And what else? Well, okay, here I have a knife. Well, one thing I want to say is this is not all that I carry. I have a huge backpack with me, which is 50 pounds of equipment. Granted, it's video, audio, but I also have other nice, like first aid kit and other stuff. So this is just like my ultralight, everyday carry survival kit for the outdoor, okay? I have another knife here that I carry with me. I have some cordage. The great thing about this one is it's reflective, so if at night you shine a light, it's going to be bright, super visible. So this is cool. I'm using a ferro rod. I'm still debating between a ferro rod and, like, I really like classic lighter Bics. They're solid, they work often, but they can break or they can, not give you what you need. But the ferro rod is so simple that it will always work. And yes, it's 2-piece, I also have that piece, but technically I could, if I want that kit to be even smaller, I could remove this one here, because technically with the knife alone, I should be able to make good sparks. Try not to burn anything. So I have a whistle here. Speaking of whistle, I have another one here, very thin, super loud. This one is okay, the one that comes with the ferro rod is fine, but it's not as loud as this one. And what I like about this one is it's very flat, and it virtually takes no space. And last two thing here, I have some purifying water tablets from Ketadzin. So I have 2 tablets, and each tablet will treat about 1 liter of water. So that's cool. And the last thing here, this is super important. So especially if you're in the northeast, this is a thick remover, okay? And it's mostly for peace of mind. Like, let's say I'm lost and I'm about to spend 1, 2, 3 days in the wood before rescue finds me. I want to be able to remove all the ticks off my body if I were to be, infested with ticks. And the reason is Lyme disease. Like, the sooner you can remove a tick off your body, the more chance of not getting the Lyme disease you're having. And if you are not removing the tick properly, the chances of getting the Lyme disease gets higher and higher. Therefore, let's say you're lost, the last thing, it's already a stressful situation, and the last thing you want is the potential, the added stress of potentially getting the Lyme disease. And this will definitely give you a little bit more peace. Of course, it's not 100% proof, but peace of mind, however you can, is always good. So yeah, no, getting lost is not an ordeal anyone want to go through. I made my peace with it. I know one day I'll be lost, so that's kind of suits me already. And that's it, folks. This is where this one ends. Oh yeah, and if you ever found yourself lost in the wood, I want you to remember those words. They're very, very important. You have to truly believe that at that very moment, you are the scariest thing in these woods.